Well, usually this time of the year, the berry picking business is booming, but for one area community, the abnormal lack of berries doesn't keep them from celebrating their annual festival. Our Josh Peterson has more in this week's Community Spotlight.
For 32 years, the town of Lake George shows off its community spirit through family entertainment at its annual Blueberry Festival, an event that showcases the town to tourists, but also supports key groups and businesses in the community.
Well, we started the Blueberry Festival 32 years ago. This is our 32nd annual one, just for the reason of putting Lake George on the map somewhat.
Churches and businesses both benefit from the festival. However, the event predates the Blueberry Fest with its annual ham and bean feed that generates funds for the Lake George Fire Department.
Like any department, the fundraisers, the additional income is great. We also appreciate it that people support us, but we know that it's also a gathering of friends and family.
A kids' carnival, bike giveaway, and parade are highlights of the festival, but this year's Blueberry Festival was different. Due to abnormal weather conditions last spring, blueberries are actually hard to find. However, for the people of Lake George, reserves of frozen berries from last year are being used.
I think it probably was a late frost that happened, and early on in the spring we had a real dry spell. Some people, though, that are doing pies and baked goods have been using frozen wild blueberries from a year ago, so that's tided them over.
With berries being scarce for the Lake George Blueberry Festival, community spirit and family entertainment was not hard to find. In Lake George, with this week's Community Spotlight, I'm Josh Peterson, Lakeland News.
And we should point out some area farms are open for berry picking. Not all of the farms were hit.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.